Welcome back to the channel, you guys. We are officially over the year mark of living here, and as I have revamped different areas of our home, I'm realizing more and more that there are some areas that just feel unbalanced. So right now I'm actually on a mission to add more layers into our home, make it feel more lived in, and really just give attention to some areas that need help, which right now is my dining room. You know, I've worked really hard on making this wall behind me, for example, putting up trim on our panels, and I am very proud of all the spaces and all the projects I've done. But it was a very eye-opening experience when we had my brother and my cousin stay with us, and we literally just had nothing in the dining room. So we used the only thing that we had, which was our fold-out table, and we basically sat together and ate tacos on the table with paint all over it. And in that moment, I was pretty embarrassed because everything else was so good except for that one area. So that has been such an eyesore for me for so long, and to be honest, I'm kind of using this as an excuse to refresh the dining room. I just have a vision for it in my mind, and I know it could be so much better. We're gonna give it a whole new look, so I hope you guys are ready. Let's get into it. So quick overview of the current dining room. We have this sideboard right here, which I added our own legs to. This was such a good DIY hack, but I definitely want something a little bit different because I feel like all the woods in here just kind of clash with each other. So we're gonna switch this out. And also, when this got delivered, it was a little bit damaged, so there's actually like a big dent over here, and the doors actually don't line up perfectly. So we're gonna get something that fits this a little bit better. And also this mirror, I thought it was the perfect dupe for, you know, the ever so famous Primrose mirror, but it is actually very wonky. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the further I go away, you can kind of see right there, it just curves so much. It looks so weird, and if I look at it for too long, I actually get a headache. This sideboard has definitely served us well, but it is time to move on from it because I have a different vision for this space. I want to go with something a lot darker. This is actually moving on to a new home because we are giving it to our friends who just moved here. They are starting out with zero furniture, so I'm really happy to pass this on to them. They're picking it up today, so I have to take everything off, clear everything out, and make space for the new furniture. And if you watch the house tour, then you know that we are currently using the fold-up table right now for our dining room because we switched the tables into the workshop. It's been about a month like this, and it's definitely time for a change. It doesn't look the best, and I just feel like this setup could be so much better. And also, I'm gonna do something about this rug. I know that it's like way too small for this table, so I'm going to try to find something that is more of a square shape that will fit this better. I've never had a square rug before, so we're gonna see how that goes. Here is the mood board for the dining room. I basically am keeping the same Japandi design that I originally had. I think it's a great style to balance what's already going on in our living areas, and I feel like the first time I did it, I had the right ideas, I had the right layout, but after living with it for a long time, you know what works and what doesn't work, so there's definitely things that I think could be improved upon. You can see there's lots of woods here, very zen. We're gonna keep it a little bit more minimal because I like to really dress up my dining room and kind of use it as a base. Also, I'm debating if I want to paint or add wallpaper in here, or I might just leave it alone. I feel like I'll know after we get all the furniture in, especially since we're going with some darker wood tones in here, so it probably doesn't need anything, but I wanted to have that option anyways. I realized that since we're in an open area, there were just so many chairs to look at. So we have 4 at the bar, we have 6 at the dining table, and then 1 in the office, and also an armchair behind me. So it just felt so busy, especially since I had the black dining table with the wood chairs. So visually, by having the dining table and the chairs the same color, it's gonna feel like one solid piece instead of a whole bunch of different pieces. So I think visually, it's gonna feel a lot calmer once we do that. And speaking of the chairs, the original chairs that I got just have not held up super well. I honestly think that's why the original owner had sold them because she had just bought them and she didn't want them anymore, and I couldn't figure out why. But after using them every day, you can see every little ding and mark on them, which for me is not practical, especially since I'm very clumsy. Plus, someone in the comments said that the chairs look like hot dogs with the color and the shape that they are, and after they said that, I honestly couldn't get it out of my head. Every single time I looked at these chairs, I thought about hot dogs, so that really bothered me. They were a great find at the time, but I just need something that is a lot more durable, so we're gonna put those into a new home. I'm really excited for the direction this is going in, but there is a lot of things that we have to do to make it happen, so let's get into it. You guys, I just got a call from Castlery and our delivery is coming in literally 10 minutes. I'm so excited because that means we get to eat off of a real dining table tonight. I will update you guys when they get here. Excited to get the chairs in here. Goodbye, wonky mirror. I forgot how heavy this was. This garland, I'm definitely going to save and repurpose it and change it up for the season. So this is not a goodbye. Oh my God, it's falling apart. It is a see you later. I was gonna wait until Brian got home so I can move the sideboard, but I'm honestly too excited, so I'm gonna do it myself. The trick is to put a towel on the bottom because this is pretty heavy. So this will make it easier to glide around and not mess up any of your floors because this is a pretty heavy piece. Okay, towel is in place. Now I can slide it. Oh yeah, that worked like a charm. Oh my God, this is perfect. You guys know I love a fluted moment, and this is perfect. I chose something with a darker wood tone to really anchor the space and really establish it as its own separate area. This piece is perfection in my eyes, and it also has plenty of storage. So I'm gonna do one whole side of my stuff, and then the other side is gonna be all of Brian's stuff. Thinking of putting this mirror on top. Oh my gosh, this changes everything. Time to put the chairs together. So all these pieces are from Castlery, who is sponsoring today's video, and honestly, it could not have come at a more perfect time because we already were searching for a dining table. I've been a huge Castlery fan for so many years now, and I was already eyeing the Brighton table. I actually like to stalk their website and their Instagram page because they always come out with the best collections, and this Sloan sideboard is one of those things that came out that I was just in awe of because it is so beautiful. So as you can tell, we are going for darker wood tones in here, but they carry so many different styles. I feel like no matter what your style is, you are bound to find something that you will love on their website. They even have decor and rugs and even dinnerware now. If you're not already familiar with them, they are a modern furniture company that creates a story for literally every room in your home. Their aim really is to make luxury furniture more accessible. Everything that I've gotten from them has been super high quality, and you just know that's gonna last you for many, many years. Here's what they look like. I went for the ones without the arms, but they also come with arms as well if you're looking for that option. This color is perfect. It's not giving hot dog at all, so that makes me pretty happy. So for the table, I went with a walnut, and for the chairs, I also went with a walnut chair. This is their Austin chair. It was super nice for them to set up the sideboard and the table, but for the chairs, I wanted to build them myself because honestly, I like to build chairs. Something about them feels like a big puzzle piece.
Ooh, look at these chairs.
Aren't they so good?
They're such an upgrade.
This took me like under 10 minutes to build. So I think that's a record.
See, I would have helped, but it's under 10 minutes.
Good thing there's more chairs. So I got a new lamp for this area. This is their Edgar dual bulb table lamp. And you guys know we love their furniture, we love their couch, but this is my first time trying out any of their decor pieces. So let's do a first impression. The lamp is looking so cute. I cannot wait to style this whole area. If you guys are looking for new furniture pieces or decor and mirrors, they have so many good ones to choose from, and their Labor Day sale is actually going on right now. I would really recommend you guys checking out their coffee tables. The new collection is to die for. And if you want more info on all of the pieces that I'm using today, make sure to check out my description box. So you know how whenever you go to an Asian restaurant and you're using chopsticks, you have nowhere to put them besides on the table or on a napkin. And if you know how to, you can make yourself a little paper origami chopstick rest. But if you go to a really nice restaurant, they'll already give you a little chopstick rest. Well, I want that dining experience for my own home. So today we are going to make some DIY chopstick rests. You can literally make this with whatever materials you want. I have a bunch of leftover clay, so I thought this would be perfect. This is actually an idea that I pinned on my Pinterest board a while back, and when I saw it recently, I was like, I definitely have to do that when I do the dining room over. If you want to try this project out, here are some creative ideas that I've been seeing floating around. But for mine, I wanted to do some cherry blossoms. Obviously, I love cherry blossoms. So I got two types of cutters. So this one actually is for small cookies. I feel like this would be a good size because then I can use this for even forks or knives or other utensils. It also came with these little stampers, so you can get a different effect for each one. I love the 3D effect. I'm probably gonna do one of each. And I also found these, which I think are like vegetable cutters. I remember my grandma using something similar when she would cut up fruits and vegetables for us. I got both of these trying to figure out which shape and size I wanted to go with, and I think this is the winner. I was gonna return whichever one I don't end up using, but this is so cute and I can legitimately see myself using it, so I'm going to keep this. Maybe I'll use these for a DIY, or I might just use them in the kitchen because they are just too cute. I'm just gonna get started because I wanna make a bunch of these. The hardest part is always getting started because the clay is literally hard as a rock. These are fresh out of the oven and I actually let them chill for a little bit. So instead of taking them out right away after your timer goes off, make sure that your oven has cooled down completely, and that way these should be more durable. I just love miniature things, as you guys know, and these are just so cute. I'm gonna sand these down a little bit. I usually like to go for a 200 grit and higher sandpaper. So this is 220 and then this is 320. And if you can get your hands on 400 grit sandpaper, that is even better. matcha break. And to color these, I'm actually doing something I've never done before, which is using eyeshadow. I want to give this kind of like a faded ombre effect. I want the color to be concentrated on the center and then it basically fade out. So I saw that people were using eyeshadow for their polymer clay projects, so I thought I would try it out for you guys. You can use a sponge tip applicator or little Q-tips like I'm using today. Who would have thought that I would use an eyeshadow palette for a DIY though? Honestly, you can DIY with anything. I can't believe this eyeshadow actually worked. It leaves such a soft look, and if you want to use real DIY materials and not eyeshadow, you can use mica powder, which is actually an ingredient in eyeshadow, but it's much more concentrated and pigmented, so I definitely would check that out. And I found that using my fingers actually did the best job on just blending everything out and making sure the color looks really delicate. This was giving exactly what I was imagining, so I'm super happy with how this project went. These are gonna add such a cute touch to the table, and I cannot wait to use them every single day. It is time to seal these babies up, and we want to make sure that they are food safe, so I'm actually using this water-based polyacrylic. From what I read online, this is food safe, but if you guys have any other recommendations, please let me know down below. We're obviously not eating off of these or anything, but since we're having utensils rest on them and then using them, I want to make sure that I'm using the best possible option, so definitely be mindful of that, especially when you're creating projects that involve food or eating off of them. So my original plan was to put 2 shelves here. I'm not sure if that's too many. Maybe we only need 1, but I'm gonna cut out 2 to see how we feel. Like, will 2 be too busy? I don't know, you guys. I actually originally wanted to do like a wallpaper or paint here, but I just thought it would be too busy. So instead, I wanna put something up on the walls with shelving, kind of make this look like a bar situation. So that is what I'm envisioning in my head. So hopefully this works and it doesn't look too crazy.
Now we're good. Yeah, we're good. Got it. Yay!
Coming through. Okay. All right, so we are gonna make some floating shelves. So I'm using a 2x8 piece of lumber, which actually is more like 1.5 by like 7 and something inches. And if you were to go out and buy real wood floating shelves, they are usually pretty pricey. So instead I got this piece of wood, which was $10 with tax basically. Then you can get brackets like this, which are pretty low profile. You really won't be able to see it at all. This back part will go onto the wall, and then you could just screw it underneath and no one will know. I've done floating shelves before where I basically built a frame and then just added plywood on top to make it look like one piece of wood. And for me, that was actually pretty hard to do because I didn't have a table saw. I don't know if I were to do that again, I would probably just get a solid piece of wood and that way it's super sturdy. So I'm gonna cut out 1 piece right now, see how we feel about that, and then see if we should do a second one. I'm thinking I don't have enough space for 2, but who knows, maybe it'll work out. I wish this was in real time so you guys could tell me where looks best because I'm really not sure. Like, should I do it low? Does that look weird? Or a little higher? Because I might put stuff right here. Why couldn't I just have like built-in shelves going along this whole angle? That would have been so cool. That feels right, right? you could see this mess behind me, that means that it is install day. So we are styling everything. I want to show you guys how everything kind of like flows and looks together as we finish this dining room. We're gonna finish everything on this checklist today. So I'm first gonna do the shelf and then put in a new rug and then style everything else.
It's heavy. Am I doing good?
I think so. Maybe a smidge down more. If I were to like put stuff on it, it wouldn't look too weird, right?
No, good.
Yeah. Thank you, dear. Okay, so my issue is, you see this bracket?
Yeah.
It's too thick.
What do you mean?
So it's gonna show. But I have these, but the hole is huge and the anchors they gave us don't look good.
I say we go with your gut feeling.
I don't know.
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
I know, it's like you buy the hardware and then it comes with terrible hanging hardware and you can't even find the right screws for it, so.
It's not that terrible in case you guys want to sponsor. Time to show my skills.
Oh, shoot. I need a drill bit. Entertain them while I'm gone.
Hello from the other side. So Tina's deepest, darkest secret is next time.
Wow, we did it, guys. And it didn't take us 3 extra trips to Home Depot.
And it's leveled.
Woohoo! Yeah. I'm really hoping that this rug works out. So I have 2 options. I picked one with a pattern and then I picked another one that's a little bit more plain. So I'm gonna try out this one first and see how it goes. Rugs are so important to a space and it's also just one of the hardest things to source for. Like I could spend hours and hours and hours looking for a rug and still come up with like just one that will work. And to find it within your budget, it is just always a struggle. If you guys have any tips on how you guys find rugs, definitely leave them in the comments. True test is if you sit here and you scooch your seat back, it doesn't like, yeah, that's good. It doesn't go off. When you get up, it stays within the rug. So it does, and it feels nice on your feet. Okay. I think this is a winner. This makeover finally pushed me to get a complete set of dishes because we've only had like 2 dishes each, and I'm going to actually set up the table as if you guys were coming over and I was hosting you guys for dinner. So I want to style it with a simple tablescape with some napkins and of course the chopstick rests. And over here I want to set it up as a bar, so obviously we want to hide the hardware as much as possible. So I'm thinking we could do some glassware like this. And then I also got these little, I guess they are coupes. Look at how cute. The color is perfect. I love this little detail in the middle, super unique. That would look really cute. Look at this pot I just made, you guys. I'm gonna do a tutorial over on Instagram, but it basically is 2 different bowls that I put together and then I painted this wavy pattern. I think it looks super good. I think I'm gonna add it here just to add some life to this corner. This just feels so complete. It feels right. We had dinner in here last night and everything just flowed so much better. And I think it is really true what they say. When you have larger furniture, the space does feel bigger, even though we're working with a pretty small footprint in here. I feel like it's a true reflection of where we are at this stage in our lives right now. And I honestly cannot wait to host people and have people over for dinners. And let me tell you, it was so satisfying getting to use the chopstick rests and having a place to actually put them down. It's such a simple little thing, but it made such a difference in just having a more enjoyable experience eating at home. So I hope you guys tried that out if you also are a huge chopstick user like we are. I'm super happy with how everything is looking in here, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear them.
We have a lot of new content coming out. Tina is the most talented wife / creator on the planet. Do not quote me on that, but quote me on it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay inspired, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.